Hello, my name is Resilan, and welcome back to Project Zomboid. Today's episode is going to be a little different. Most of the video will be in a time compression mode, where I show what I did. We're going to do some base maintenance and some building, some construction, some burglary, car burglary, and then we'll actually get into a little bit of gardening and stuff at the end of the episode. But most of this video is going to be about getting ready. So this morning, Woodrow woke up in the morning, going through getting things ready to go out and deconstruct the fence that is across the street. So we get started first thing on deconstruction of the fence. It's very foggy out this morning, but that doesn't stop anything. We know we're pretty secure in this area. We've cleaned the zombies out. Hadn't seen any zombies around in a while. So we're just clearing this out. And as he is getting started on the deconstruction project, one of the first things that happens is we level up carpentry. At this point in time, that gives us level 4 carpentry. So we need to go read a skill book. If we're going to be doing a bunch of building and construction, well, we want to get as much experience as we can. So the skill multiplier for the next level book will be a level 8 multiplier, I believe. So we sit here and read the book. Very boring gameplay, so we're watching it in super fast motion. And he finishes reading his book, puts his book away, and then we finish up. Since it's now early afternoon and we read through lunch, we're eating a very late lunch. We need to fill up our water bottle before we go back out. Some other little chores here that needs to be done. We'll eat something. We already had a bowl of pasta made up, so we'll eat that. That'll take care of take the edge off the worst of our hunger. Well, we say it'll take the edge off the worst of our hunger. Didn't do much for it, but it helped a little bit. So we're a little overweight at this point, so we're actually at 80 pounds. We don't want to gain any weight, so staying hungry isn't too bad. And now we're going to head out and finish this deconstruction project. So we're tearing down the fence for the materials. That fence, if we're going to board up the entrance to this subdivision or this neighborhood, we need to tear down this. We can tear this fence down because it'll be inside our compound. So I decided at the end of this street, I'm going to build a fence with a gate in it. That way we've got a safe area here in the compound. And then I'm going to do the same thing at the other end of this street, going out beside Cortman Medical. So just getting things ready. You can see here that I had some problems selecting this wall. It was being very picky about giving me the disassemble option. I continued to have some problems here. So next thing I decided to do was just to go ahead and remove the wall vines and see if that would actually make it easier to deconstruct the walls. I also attempted to pick up the wall just out of curiosity. Could I pick it up? But you can't. So it was not something that is not a movable object. Makes sense, but I wanted to get that done. Once I had that done, realized that I wanted to build my wall, but I didn't bring any nails. Kind of like my normal construction projects. I always forget things. So we go back to the house, grab some nails, we drop our backpack so that we can carry some more of these planks and not using the weight of our backpack. And I start looking at what it takes to build the walls. And now we begin to pick up planks. These are planks that we brought back from some of our deconstructions in other places that came back with us. And then we start building the wall frames. So right now we're just getting set up here. We're going to put a door in the middle of the road. One of these days, when we do have our skill high enough, we will actually build a double door that we can drive a car through. Right now it's not high enough, so we'll just go ahead and build regular walls and kind of do that. Eventually we'll build us a gate that we can put in and bring a door through. So more wall frames going up. We're going to put the door. Now we put a door frame up right in the middle of the road. And we continue across the street. We need some more boards. So we'll go to the far end here and pick up all the remaining planks. Just work our way back down the street here, picking up all the planks from our deconstruction. We did get a lot of planks while we were doing the deconstruction here. We did have a few failures where we didn't produce anything, but by and large we got a lot of planks out of deconstructing that fence. Not quite enough to build our fence here, but enough to make a pretty good dent in it. We deconstruct these areas because I want it to look nice, and it didn't line up the way I wanted it to. So I now put one here in the corner, and then come around and put one here on the edge. And now we'll go ahead and put it in our door. And we'll put the wall in on the side over here. That's harder to see. And I think we have enough planks. Yep, we do. We have enough planks to build one more wall section. And then we have one lawn plank. So now that we're done with that, we're going to pick up our backpack and head back in. Head back to the base at this point. So we need to eat dinner. It's a very late dinner. It's nearly midnight, but we're hungry enough that it's affecting our strength. So we could definitely use some food. So we grab some food out of the refrigerator. We have a stir fry ready, but we need to heat it up. So we throw the stir fry in the microwave to unthaw it. I'm not sure what the correct word there is. I think it's unthaw. So we unthaw it, we eat our dinner, and we head upstairs to bed. Get some sleep. It's after midnight, so we sleep. We get about 4 hours of sleep, a little less, and we wake up. That's the wakeful trait coming into play. We come back downstairs, we eat the rest of our stir fry. This time we just eat the entire thing. We are well fed now, and we're heading out to finish our construction project. First thing we'll have to do is get some more planks, because we are now out of planks. And in order to get more planks, what we're going to do is we are going to go across the street and do that. Before we do that though, I decide let's clean up some of the wood. So we bring the wood down here, and we're just going to drop the scrap wood here on the ground. Might be useful if we have a fire later, or when we need a fire. But just right now, getting it out of the way, cleaning up the neighborhood a little bit, making it look nice. So now we climb over the fence, head over here to continue deconstructing. So I decide to deconstruct the wall that's over here on the other side of the, just on the other side of where I'm at. One, it's close, which is convenient. It's very foggy again this morning, but since I'm not going to be using this area up here, I really don't care if this fence is here. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't provide any value. So I'm going to deconstruct this all the way up to the other fence up there, and then take these planks that I get to finish building my fence that I have here. So we work our way down through here, pulling out lots of planks by tearing down this fence. And now that I have finished deconstructing this fence, I'm going to go through and pick up all the planks. At least pick up enough planks to finish my fence down there. I believe I need 14 planks to finish the fence. So we'll grab those, and the next project for the day is going to be finishing the construction of fence number 1. So I have a whole bunch of planks, and we come over here to where our construction project is, and we're walling off the rest of this section here so that no one can get in here. This does mean that I can't get the car in here. When I finish this, the car won't be able to be close to the house. That's a little inconvenient, but right now I decided that being able to have a safe area, a compound where I could run around and do what I wanted to do without worrying about zombies was more important. So I pick up the plank that's on the ground there. Probably not the most efficient way to do that. Could have picked it up on the way back, but that was not the way I went about doing things. Drop off my backpack and then grab some more planks here. I'm going to take these planks over and haul them over to where we're going to do our next project. So I grab all the planks. This is a very heavy load, and I'm carrying them over to the other end of the street where and I'm going to just drop them off over here for now and make sure that I have something. While I'm here, I go out into the street and make sure that there are no zombies around, and I don't see any. And now we go back to retrieve our backpack. So once we get the backpack, we'll need to eat lunch. So we'll come back to the house, eat some lunch, And once we have eaten our lunch, we will go out and actually do a little bit different things. Before I actually build the next fence, what we're going to need to do is move the cars around. I want to make sure all the cars are out, so part of this is I'm going to move several cars that are in the vicinity and relocate them and do some various things about how we're actually set up for some of this. So I get in the car, and the first thing I realize as I get in the car is that I still have generators in the car. So we need to get the generators out of the car. I have 3 generators in the car. I have a bunch of gas cans. I put all the gas cans in the car. Well, first I take them out of the car, then I put them in the car, because that's the most efficient way to do anything, right? Then I dropped the generator. I realized that I dropped it right on top of another one, so I then relocate and move it to another spot so I can see all 3 generators. Now we are finally ready to move our car, and we're going to move the car over here to Cortland Medical. That'll be where we park the car. I park the car, and then we go down the street, and there is a car down here that I want to check out. This car's in good shape. I need some water, so go inside the house, get some water. And first thing we're going to do is check out this car to see what kind of condition it's in. From what I remember, it was in pretty good condition. Yes, it is. Check out the gas. It has gas in it. It has a lot of gas in it, actually, nearly full. However, this car is locked. So while the car is in good condition, and I can do various different things, I can't get in the car. At this point, I decide to break the window. Now, maybe I could have used mechanics to actually get in the area, but that would have been good. Not only did I decide to break the window, like a dummy, I forgot that I didn't have a weapon in my hand, so I ended up smashing it with my elbow and injured myself. So you guys get to see that I am scratched and bleeding here. Probably tore my shirt as well, although I didn't check at the time, so we'll have to check that later, see if there is a hole in the shirt. But I'm not wearing my leather jacket at the moment. I had taken it off because of all the other activity. There is a pistol in the car. Not that it really matters. I'm not using guns in this right now. So at this point, we're going to make our first attempt to hotwire a car. And this is the information where I'm going to do the next thing. So I'm trying to figure out how to hotwire it. Realize that I'm not sitting in the driver's seat, so I can't hotwire it. And then I have to figure out which of these icons means hotwire the car. The key is the secret to that, and I can hotwire the car. And I put the key in. We are successful on our first attempt on hotwiring this car. So now we're going to crank the car up and move it. Now in this case, we're going to move this to the grocery store. I will use the grocery store parking lot for a collection of cars that we can practice our mechanic skills on. We will also use it to take parts off of cars that we are in good condition and put it on cars that we want to use that are in not so good of condition. So my phenomenal driving skills is I use the road, the grass, everything except where you're supposed to drive. But we get that done. We get out of the car, and now we need to make sure we need to get some gas out of this car. There's nothing in the trunk. I decided to go ahead and check out the van and discover that there is a key for the van. But the van, we're going to check out the condition of the van. It's not in great shape. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. Kind of what I'd call mediocre. Does not have any gas in it. Condition's fine, but not great. Now that we have that kind of identified, we're going to grab a gas can, come back up here to our car, and siphon some gas out of this car. We're not really going to be using this car right now, so don't need the gas. So I siphoned some gas out. I checked to see how much gas I used because I was curious. Got about half of the gas out of the car, so it looks like those cars will hold up 2 gas cans worth. Now the next thing I want to do is move this car out of the street. This will allow me to use the street and do some things. I need to bandage up here. So we have a key for this car. So we're just going to move it, but it is a wrecked car. And here we run into a problem. You will notice that I have slowed down and am going very slowly. And now I'm not going at all. Just flat not moving. The wheel has broken. I assume it's the wheel that has broken. And the car won't move anymore. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this offends my sense of OCD. I want that car parked in that parking place. I don't like where this is at. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to siphon the gas back out of the car. It's not useful to me right now. I don't have an extra tire laying around at the moment, although that would be a good use of my mechanic skills to actually fix the tire. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in this car right here and use this car to push that other car where I want it to be. We can see that it doesn't push all of that well. I also need to move the rear end of the car over, so we get over and we shove the rear end around. Almost got it lined up straight, probably close enough. Doesn't have to be perfect. So we're going to back up, get lined up behind this car so we can push it further up into the parking place. Pull up nicely, gently, push it. That didn't work, so let's back up, give it a running push. There we go. Now the car is in the parking space. It's not perfectly straight, but like I said, it's close enough. We can live with it. So after repositioning that car, we check the level of the gas in our can, and now we're going to head down here onto this street, and we are going to get land yacht number 1 out of here. We're going to hotwire this car because we also don't have a key for it. We just put just a little bit of gas in it. We don't need much. We're just moving it up here to the grocery store. We line it up, park it, get out of the car, and take the rest of the gas back out of the car. No reason to leave any gas in it. It'll probably never be moved again. It's just getting it out of the way. Now we're going to come down here and get land yacht number 2. Now I don't remember the condition of this car, so the first thing I do is check under the hood. This car is in pretty good shape. It is a large car. It's a full-size car, I guess you would call it here in the US, but it has a doesn't have any gas in it, and it is most of the car is in pretty good shape. So might be good for parts later on, or it might be good for a car if we take some of the parts off of the other car that wasn't in as good shape that we just moved. We might be able to make this one work. Don't really know that I need a car like this. The little compact car works pretty well for running around. It's quiet, doesn't draw a lot of attention. But this car decides to be difficult. The first attempt to hotwire it fails, so we make a second attempt. Yeah, and that one fails too. So here we go with attempt number 3. And attempt number 3 fails as well. Well, I might not be a good burglar, but I am a persistent one. Attempt number 4 works. It's a good thing we are not actually trying to steal the car with police around. We'd be in trouble. Alright. Managed to get the car moved. We're going to take the gas back out of it. We might have use for it later. But that is all of the cars we're going to move at the moment. So we're going to put the gas back in the back of the car. We have some gas in that gas can, so it'll be useful for other things later. There's other cars we might want to move. It's getting late in the day, so it's time to head back to the house now. We will eat something. We have a stir fry here in the freezer. We'll throw it in the microwave and defrost it, unthaw it, defreeze it, whatever we want to call it. Once that is done, we take that out of the microwave and we're going to eat some of that, maybe eat all of that, and then head upstairs and go to bed. So that finishes the first day of activity. Very long day, but we got it done. Maybe that was the day 2 actually, now that I think about it. I'd have to go back and check it more carefully. So we get up the next morning, we're out of food, out of prepared food. So the next thing we're going to do is cook some food, dinner, or cook a bunch of meals. So we get prepared. We're going to make a pot of soup. We're going to make a pot of rice. We're going to cook a couple of stir fries. So we get some meat out of the freezer. We cook the meat. Once the meat is cooked, we bring that out. We grab some various vegetables out of the freezer and out of the cans and put them into our inventory. Open the cans up, put them in our inventory. And we make the pot of soup. Then we actually make the rice. Now we're putting things in the rice and the soup, or not in the soup. You can't put things in soup, but you can put things in the rice. We're making up our stir fries. So we're taking the meat we cooked, putting that in there. We're putting random vegetables in. A lot of times I just do random meat, random vegetable, just trying to get meat and vegetable stir fry. We're really looking for food items that give 60 plus is what I'm targeting, trying to get. Anytime I get over 60 on the food value, it works really well. I take the rice, break it into bowls. I take the soup, break it into bowls. And then we put some of the food in the freezer and a little bit of the food in the refrigerator. We eat some of the food. And then we're about ready to start out for the day. We had found a rotten item that we had frozen, so we put the rotten item in the trash can outside that is reserved for rotten items. And then we head over we're back to our construction project on the fence. So first thing we need is we're going to need more planks. This time, instead of tearing down fences, we are going to work on chopping down trees. This is the first time we've done any kind of chopping any wood or chopping trees down. So we chop some trees down, we're going to saw some logs up, and then once we've got the rest of the planks we need, we're going to go up and build the fence that we need, blocking off this other end of our compound. Once we've done this, we'll be able to run around outside our compound, or inside our compound, without worrying too much about having to have zombies in the area. They will have to break down a door to come in. If I'm not making any noise near those doors, there's no reason for them to start banging on the doors. So we should be pretty safe at that point, and that's where we will start our gardening. So I go back to the house to get some more nails that I need. It is lunchtime, so I'm also going to eat a little bit of lunch. I got also high exertion while I was chopping down the trees, so we'll rest for a little bit and then head back out here to build a fence. So Woodrow is now getting ready to build the fence. So we grab as many planks as we can hold, and we start with the construction of the fence. Just once again doing the same thing we did on the other side as we're building the fence here. We do a quick check to make sure there's no zombies. Grab some more planks. This time we grab as many as we can hold, since there was no one anywhere near. And now we start building the wall frames. We'll put the door right in the middle again. It is nice and convenient that this lines up with the doors being in the middle. Now when I do a double door, it will not line up properly, but that'll be okay. So with the wall frames done, I put the door in. Well, I try to put the door in, I should say. It didn't work. I didn't have enough planks. So now we're putting in the wall sections. We're short of some wood, so we come back down here to saw up a couple more logs, get the rest of the planks that we need. We need 6 more planks, so we grab the planks that we need because we've got to do the door plus one more wall segment. So now we put the door in, and then we put the last wall segment in, and at this point we now have our base, or our compound, secured. We've got a very large compound, multiple houses in here. There's 5 houses in this compound. I could use any or all of them. Don't know that I'll use any of them other than the one I'm in, and this may not be my permanent base or my only base, but it will be one of my safe houses. And so we've got it secured now. There's some other things that we will want to do. I will want to get some better crates over here instead of these boxes. The crates have more storage capacity. Right now we're getting ready to go outside and do a little bit of gardening, so we're grabbing some things that we need. But before we do our gardening, we decide to go on a walk. And so what I'm doing right now is checking if there's anything in the area out here, and decide to do a little bit of foraging while I'm at it. So I come down here there's a lake down here. I wanted to see how far away it was to water. I don't have any water near my place. I don't have the skill yet. I need skill level 7 to make the really good the higher capacity rain collector barrels, and don't know that I want to waste my garbage bags on the smaller rain collectors. So we still have water at the moment, so we're not in any dire need for rain collectors. So I decided to just check and see what it was. While I'm here, might as well do a little foraging. I do intend to start working on leveling up spears. Being as that is a craftable weapon, I'll have a weapon if I can get my skill up. Now that I've got good carpentry skill, if I can get good maintenance skill to go with it, we could craft spears and they become a viable source of weapon instead of a baseball bat. but then that won't have to rely so much on finding weapons, but have the ability to craft weapons that I can use. So with that, in order to do that, I need to do some foraging, collect some materials, and I want to level up foraging anyway. There may come a time when we need it for finding food. We're good on food at the moment, but haven't played this game in a long time and don't really know what the effect of winter might have. So not expecting to be able to grow crops in the wintertime, so may need some opportunity there to do various things. So foraging might be an option. So level fishing, really start trying to get all my skills up, at least to level 1. All the different weapon types. We'll be working on that in a few episodes, in the next coming episodes, as we start clearing down Main Street. One of the next things we will do is go out to our we're going to secure the gas with the gas station on the south end of town. We'll check out the buildings that are on that end of town and then start working our way up the main street, securing everything as we go. So here we're planting our garden. We're just planting nine plots here at the moment. We're going to clear out some grass around. We will plant more later. What I'm doing at the moment is just getting ready to, I want to plant some things for seeds, just to get more seeds. So I put out some buckets with some water, and then I grab my watering cans and I go fill up my watering cans. Once again, just getting more water out here that I can use. So now that I've got all that, I grab out seeds of different types, some vegetables, some fruits, open all of the seeds, and then I'm planting one plot of each item that I had. So I was just going through planting it, not doing a whole lot here. But I did plant 6 different types of things. I grabbed the watering can and I put a little bit of water in each one. Hasn't rained in a while, so I will have to watch the water level on these things. We've had some fog, but we haven't had any rain in a while. So after a couple of the episodes where it was raining really hard, it's been a few days. Once I have that done, it's very late in the day. This episode is ending, so I'm going to get some sleep and call it right here. With this, I want to say thanks for watching. If you're enjoying my videos, please push the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. So it helps me out. I appreciate it, and thanks for watching. See you next time.